Hey there, it's Timmy, the Timmy Y and What Have You channel. We're coming to you live today from the Ken Garff American Fork Ford dealership, right off the 500 East exit on I-15. And today, we're going to talk about the lovely and aggressive and fun Mustang Bullitt. The 2019 Mustang Bullitt, fantastic vehicle, and it's a lot like a regular Mustang GT, but for a couple of differences. And I'll go over those differences with you real quick. And one you can see right away, right here, and around the vehicle actually, we'll take a look at that, is that there are no badges. This is debadged almost entirely. The only badges you'll find, come on around, is the little ponies on the wheels here, and then back here on the back is this simulated gas cap with the Bullitt logo. That's all you get for badges. So it's debadged. A lot of car modders like to debadge their vehicles. This comes that way. And that's awesome, I think. They also have, as we were talking about a minute ago, the wheels themselves are custom for the Bullitt model. So you can only get these style of wheels. Come back around. You can see those wheels. They're black and they're the big mag wheels, and they are custom specific to the Bullitt and only available on the Bullitt. And if you know about the Bullitt, of course, it's a Steve McQueen movie from 1968 where he is a police detective. And he is in his 1968 Mustang GT in the dark hawthorn green color. This one is black, but and it's only in those two colors, black or green. And he is a detective, and there's a 12-minute chase scene in that video where he's chasing a Dodge Charger. Classic movie, check it out, fantastic. And that's what this is all about, is that movie. All right, so we covered pretty much what's different about the outside. Let's come on inside and we'll talk about the inside. So let's take a look at the interior here of the vehicle. Again, somewhat similar to a standard GT model, but you've got some different things going on here. You've got this Bullitt badge here on the cowl on the passenger side. I won't get too detailed on this interior stuff because a lot of it's very similar to what you get in a standard GT. I do like the Recaro sport seats. They're leather and perforated, and I'm very comfortable, I'll be honest. Let's take a look at the dash here. So this is the electronic dash, and if I step on the gas here, so it's very responsive. The steering wheel controls, of course, the Bullitt logo here the steering wheel. That's very cool. Let's go down here, look at the pedals. They are aluminum or steel pedals. Those are pretty nice, right? Then you've got the big 8-inch Sync 3 infotainment system. And the beautiful thing here, what we get with the Bullitt only, is the cue ball gear selector. And that is just that's wonderful. That's a cool touch. And with the Bullitt, you only get manual transmission. There's no automatic transmission available here. And then you down there in the door sill, you get the cool Bullitt logo, and that kind of covers it for the interior of this vehicle. It's really well done. It's very efficient. It's very much the standard Mustang fare. Nothing too outstanding. We've got some of the selectable drive modes here. Let's look at that here. I'll select a couple of different drive modes and you see what the display does. Sport mode. See the RPM, the tachometer changes design there. We go Sport Plus. And let's see. There's track mode. So track mode's even more different. So it kind of focuses the information on what you will likely need the most. And there's also a drag strip mode. So that's pretty cool. And there's a snow and wet mode, and then kind of the display goes back to normal. So that's kind of a look at how the Mustang new digital display works with the drive modes. There's also different steering modes. Let's look at that. Let's see. Oh, that one actually is not available. Interesting. Oh, here we go. Normal steering, sport steering, comfort steering, and that's it. There's 3. So that's kind of cool. Alright, so probably the most important part then is let's take it for a quick drive. Alright, let's take this bad boy for a spin, shall we? So there's a lot of cool realness to a Mustang. And this particular model, the Bullitt, is even more real than a GT or an EcoBoost model, just because they've kind of, on purpose, they kind of dumbed it down so that there isn't a lot of electronics. It has some of the standard stuff, but the idea here is that they're harking back to the old 60s model Mustang, and they really want you to feel that. And so with the manual transmission, some of the different things that are a little bit missing here is on purpose. The suspension's a little tougher, so they're making efforts to make this kind of feel like a classic Mustang. The other main difference that I didn't mention at the very beginning was that even though this has the same engine as the GT, where the GT has 460 horsepower, this has 480, so they tweaked it a bit just to give it a little more and that's pretty fantastic. Let's just see how this does now. Oof. So it takes a little bit to get used to shifting. My car is on automatic. This does the throttle blipping rev matching, which I'm not used to. That's supposed to make it easier to deal with, but we'll see how that goes. So I'll try to make it smooth. All right, let's go. So I don't know. I think it's great. Like, I'm not big into manual transmissions. I have crummy knees that have had surgery, and my commute is 25 miles each way, and there's a lot of traffic in Salt Lake City. Probably not as much as some places, but it's still enough to where a lot of shifting isn't super ideal for me. However, this vehicle, this model, is definitely on my short list for what my next car will be. And I wanted, part of the idea of this video is to kind of feel this car out. I haven't driven this one yet, and I wanted to kind of test it out and feel it. I drove another GT a couple months back, and got a good feel for it and enjoyed it, and I hadn't had a chance yet to drive the Bullitt. So that's kind of the idea here. All right. So that's fast. That's really fast. And I love that they have the technology that they do have, so that you can manage the power and the speed, and it's not gonna spin out on you. Even 3 years ago, basically 3 years ago, when I bought my Mustang, I test drove the GT, and that thing, that at the time, it scared the crap out of me, because I kept losing traction, I kept spinning, and I was taking off too hard, and so I knew that, you know, to be honest, as terrible as it might sound, I don't think I was ready for all that power. And I think that after having the EcoBoost and getting used to driving a car that has some good power, it makes me feel like I'm more ready for, you know, plus all the extra technology and stuff that they've built into this thing. So I love it. I think it's great. I think for me, I just need to learn how to drive stick again. It's been too long. Ultimately, a great car. And again, huge thanks to Ken Garff Ford here in American Fork, Utah, and David Sickich, the general sales manager, who hooked this up and was willing to let me come in and play around a little bit. Fantastic. And maybe they've got 2 GT350s on their lot in their showroom. Maybe someday they'll let me try that one out too. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. All right, let's take another quick overview of the Mustang Bullitt. What a beautiful car. Lots of fun. Just really authentic and really raw. I completely enjoyed the experience. Thank you so much again to Ken Garff Ford in American Fork, Utah. Thank you so much to David Sickich, the general sales manager, and his team, as well as Caden, one of the salesmen, who totally helped me out. If you're in the area and are looking for a fantastic car, used or new, come to Ken Garff Ford in American Fork, and they'll get you a super deal. And they're just a great dealership and a great group. Ken Garff Ford in American Fork, right off the 500 East exit on I-15 in Utah County. Thanks again for watching. If you have any comments or any questions or need anything, please comment below. Like this video, give it the thumbs up, subscribe, and share with all your friends on your social medias. And we'll talk to you guys on Monday with our next video, where I talk about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland. Thanks again for watching. I'm Timmy. Have a fantastic weekend.